This is Nightwatch with your anchor, Ted Strong.
Good evening. I'm Ted Strong, and this is Nightwatch. Yesterday, we reported that Snow White had taken ill and collapsed. She was in a coma after eating a mysterious apple. Today, we learned a short time ago that she has regained consciousness and is in good but stable condition at Forest Hospital. She joins us now live via satellite for an exclusive Nightwatch interview. Also joining us from her castle is the Queen, who allegedly delivered the apple in question, and the Prince, who revived Snow White from her coma-like state with an enchanted kiss. Also, our final guest is Mr. Raymond Dwarf, one of the 7 dwarfs. Welcome to the show, everyone. I'd like to begin with Snow White. Ms. White, I know it may be traumatic for you, but could you recall the events of the last 2 days?
Well, Ted, when someone is as beautiful as myself, one encounters many people who are jealous of that person. I often have people try to trip me up by putting kick-me signs on my back or chewing gum on my chair. Well, the Queen was obviously jealous of my clear complexion, my shiny, bouncy hair, and my radiant smile. She tried to do me in, Ted. And if it weren't for that prince coming along and being so enchanted by my good looks that he decided to kiss me and woke me up, well, I don't know what I'd do. You know, beauty's a curse, Ted. You just wouldn't understand. I'm sorry.
Aha! So it was a case of raving jealousy and revenge. Your Majesty, what are your reactions to these charges?
Now, Snow White, she's a looker, all right. But I see things a little differently. You see, I brought her the apple as a joke, a practical joke. It was supposed to turn her teeth black. Hilarious. Very fun at parties. Even better than that whoopee cushion I bought for Rumpelstiltskin. Anyway, so she had some sort of allergy or something, knocked her out cold. How was I supposed to know? Listen, queens are supposed to have fun too, you know.
So it was just a little harmless horsing around. Mr. Prince, Snow White has you to thank for her amazing recovery. I hear you two have become quite an item.
Well, actually, Ted, we haven't. You see, I'm Prince Charming. Being charming is what I do. It's just part of my job to go around the countryside kissing maidens and waking them from coma-like slumbers. Part of my job is also to sit around and be good-looking. I also fight ogres, wrestle dragons, and occasionally ride around the countryside with a glass slipper, putting it on women's feet. It's really not my intention to become further involved with Snow White. Imagine what Rapunzel would say if the man who climbed her golden locks was a married man. No, I'm happy with my job the way it is, thanks.
I see. Just all part of the workaday world of being a prince. Mr. Dwarf, Snow White was at your home when the incident occurred. Is that correct?
Yeah, Miss White was giving my brothers and I beauty makeovers, facials, perms, the usual, when this fruit basket arrives at our door with a bunch of apples in it. Well, the next thing I know, she's out cold. We put her in the front yard because it got difficult to vacuum around her. Then, when we had to cut the grass, we moved her to the driveway, but that made it hard to get the car out. I'm glad she's recovered because we don't have a lot of room for an unconscious lady around the house. She was heavy, too. It took 5 of us little guys just to move her.
Indeed, a bothersome inconvenience for you and your brothers, I'm sure. Well, I'd like to thank all of our guests for being on tonight's show. As you can see, the facts are the same: an apple, a deep sleep, and an awakening kiss. Yet we have 4 different versions of this tale of drama and intrigue. Was it a jealous rage, a practical joke, a routine duty, or merely just an inconvenience? We may never know what happened yesterday in the forest, but we do know this: for every story, there is more than one point of view. Join me tomorrow as we examine the big bad wolf. A troublemaker, or does he just need a hug? I'm Ted Strong, and this is Nightwatch.